Well, hi guys and girls, this is Malkuth1974 back at you with another episode of our Kerbal space program, Kerbalism Let's Play. Last episode, we launched a satellite towards Duna, and I'm a little concerned right now because I've always thought that I needed to have a relay satellite in space to actually have this work correctly, but like last time I left you, we still are in communication with Kerbal. I didn't think that was possible. I didn't think the ground stations were relay satellites. But you know, even I learn something new every time. So let's kind of just get this guy. Let's. I did that again. Let's get this guy a little bit away from Kerbal. Maybe he's still too close. We are on that DN though. I wonder if I can make an adjustment here. 24. We'll find out. Let's go like this. Let's see if we can make small adjustments here. Just to try to get closer to Duna. It's still 24. Still 24. Huh. I'm still 24. What in the world? That should not be the case. Oh, I actually broke it doing that. Alright, that makes sense. Huh. Well, you know, I can always adjust that when we get there. So let's just see what happens here. Let's keep moving away from Kerbin. We are still kind of close, so... Let's see, actually, let's go into here. Let's add a new alarm. We will add a... sphere of influence change one. That's what this means. So that means that when we hit Duna's sphere of influence, it should know. So it's going to tell us right now we got 271 days until that happens. Almost the same time we have to launch to Eve. So let's find out here. Let's see how far we can move around. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What antenna are we having issues with? Did you guys see that message? That was a Kerbalism message. Oh, I forgot to show you guys that. This could be bad. Let's see. It's not deep space probe. It's in the sun. Oh, I can do some science here, by the way. We are in the sun. Data, info, supplies. We got battery, perpetual pressure. Auto solar panel. Maybe it got fixed. Devices. Yeah, they seemed okay. Deployed. Huh. I thought it said that there was something. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I could have sworn it said that one of these was going cuckoo. Let me see if I'm still in control. Holy moly. So, I've been wrong this whole time. All right, let's do some science. So we'll grab the magnometer stuff. Should give us, because we're in the orbit of sun now, so we should be able to grab some science for that. I'll close that up. I hate when that's still open. I don't think we can do this. Oh, we can, really? Wow, I didn't know we can do that of the sun. Sweet. And wow, good. And we'll use this log radio plasma waves. This makes me happy that we're getting science. I almost forgot to do this, but I'm sure we'll have many, many more times that we will have to do this. Radiation, 16. Pressure, 16. We should be able to do a temperature. Where's that temperature gauge? Do I not see it? Oh, I left it right here. Okay, log temperature, 16. I think I grabbed everything, didn't I? Yeah, I did that. So everything now should be on this thing. So if we look, we got data's 1.49 gigabytes. It should be, it's not sent. I don't have it flagged yet to send. We don't have any samples, so to send it to, I could have done it when I did the actual thing, but I'll show you guys this way too. If you, let me do that again. If you right click on here and you go to the data down here and you hit this little, it looks like arrows, they're black right now. If you make them green, that means that they will start sending the data back to Kerbin. You can see, and it's a very slow process, so it should be done by the time I do our experiment here. And let me see, kind of having that go out a little bit. We got what, 213. We'll have to launch the other, the probe to Eve today too, if we're gonna do this whole thing. Yeah, I'm very surprised that I can still communicate. What's this say? Ah, that's interesting. So the data we sent is all done. Let me see. So we should have no more data left. Nope. Yeah. So that actually took days. It took weeks actually to send all that data in Kerbin time, but I had time compression going, so it wasn't such a big deal. And I think we got about maybe like maybe 100 or 150 data out of that, which was cool. Oh, so this is something I wanted you guys to see. Did you guys just see that message down there? You probably didn't. You'd have to rewind it. I can't bring it back, but if I look up here and let me give me a second here. Sorry guys, I had to get rid of my little. I had to like my frames per second counter up here and my my video recording stuff that I'm using to record this up here, and I can't quite see this information because it's covered up, but I kind of moved it, so I wanted to show you guys this. So basically Kerbalism has basically sun flares that come out, and we just got a warning that a sun flare was coming out. And when you get a sun flare coming out and it actually reaches, like if it hits Kerbin, the radiation gets extremely dangerous. Like it could literally kill Kerbals in hours. So it's not going to affect our instruments. That's not kind of like a thing that's in the game. So we are safe because we have no Kerbals in space anyway. But yeah, so the corona ejections, we have to you have to pay attention to those. You just kind of get a little tiny message that's happening. So you do want to be aware of that if you are playing Kerbalism and trying to get into this. So I'm still communicating and I have no issues. Oh, the Agena. Oh, so maybe it was the Agena that I was having. Why does it say my batteries are almost empty? Am I not facing the sun? Oh, really? That's one thing I was worried about. There we go. We should be all set. We should be gaining a charge. Yes, we are. Really? You're gonna screw me over like that? That's some why. I mean, I kind of made it harder doing it this way, using Kerbalism, because you can technically you do have to be facing the sun, obviously, and these things don't automatically face the sun. But I do having facing them every direction other than backwards. So I don't know why it wasn't. Oh, you know why? Because the satellite blocks these out now. Oh boy. All right, so let's actually go back to the map here and let's time compress. We are only 100 and what, 40, 130, 139 days away from here. That's just the Agena one. We don't care about that thing. Maybe I still don't understand how we are still communicating. I guess I should. I think it's because we have ground stations all around Kerbin, so there's really it already has 360-degree coverage. So I don't know. It's kind of disappointing. We can't. We will have problems though if there's a planet blocking us though. If you don't have, like when we get into the dark side of Duna, we will definitely not have communications, because I know that definitely always happens to me when I play anyway. So hopefully we don't get a communication blackout here, because that would be kind of stinky, but we'll find out. And we're almost where we need to be. Our countdown is coming. Oh, we are actually 3 minutes away. Oh, so let's go launch another another satellite because we need to go to Eve too. So today we're gonna start heading to Eve also. That's awesome. Love it. So we're 3 minutes away. Let me take these out. I'm not going to show this whole launch. I'm just going to launch it. You guys are going to see the first part of the launch, and then when we get up to space and we do the transfer to Eve, I'll show you guys how to do that one too. So I do want this to actually kind of end. 1 minute. There we go. We got 17 seconds, so that's fine. Things should still be here because for me, this has literally been only the same playthrough. For you guys, it's 2 separate videos. So we'll launch this thing again. I had no issues. Oh! I'll have to, this is what I wanted to show you guys. Before we do anything, we'll recover vessel because I'm not going to pay the money to revert using mission controller. So we'll get all our money back because we didn't use anything. So I'm not too worried about that. Go back in here. So what I should have done with a Duna probe is that in Kerbalism, it wasn't a big deal when we were flying locally because stuff that only lasted days. But with Kerbalism, when you're taking, like year shots, 2-year shots, 4-year shots, going to some of the deeper planets out there, you're going to want to change a lot of things that actually can break down on the mission. And the things that these can happen to is like your satellites, your communication stuff, your why can I think? Wow. Solar panels. Holy crap. Things that don't matter are like your science stuff will not do that. Engines could have problems, so we're going to have to do that. Fuel tanks don't have that. It's only squishy stuff that usually has it. It's the best I can say. Like batteries and satellites and communication stuff. And engines. Engines are a big thing in here. So if you see, let's look at this engine. So this engine's pretty important. So the quality says standard. So standard quality can last a certain amount of time in Kerbalism. I forgot you can actually get the data sheets on all this stuff. I think it's like a year or something like that. And then after a year, it starts doing checks to see if it breaks down or not. But if you can up it to standard or high, if high is like 3 years or something like that, that means that 3 years is guaranteed for 3 years, I believe. It's guaranteed to work for 3 years. After 3 years, it's going to start doing the checks, and it could break down on you and stuff like that. So that's important. We need the engine to run. We need to be able to communicate. So I'm going to put that at high. And if you notice, the price goes up on the parts when you make a higher quality. So the stuff gets a little bit more expensive if you start doing that. I will put that at high, and I will put that at standard high. The other thing we got to worry about, I think, yes. So we also don't want the probobine to break down this is the brains of our satellite. So we want that to be high, and I'm not 100% worried about the satellites because the solar panels. Man, I'm having a hard time speaking because there's just so many on here. They're not gonna all break down, but one more thing. I'm not even gonna worry about those. So the important things are communication stuff and our engines and our main brain of our vessel need to have that in there. I believe also. I probably should do the batteries too, right? I don't think I can get to them. Nope, the batteries do not have that option. Okay, so that's cool. So it added a little bit of money to our thing, and the same thing if you're launching manned probes or Kerbal probes into space, you have the quality things there, but you also can have your radiation shielding up too, which adds weight plus money to everything. So I'll save that. We'll launch this thing now. So I got a little bit higher quality. I forgot to do that with the Duna probe. It's not a big deal, but If you do go with standard, and you can kind of get away with it a lot of times, if you do go with standard, just be aware that by the time you get to Eve or Duna or one of the outer planets, that you probably might have something breaking down. If that something is important, like your engine to help you get into like orbit and stuff like that, then it's going to be a problem. So here we go. So I'm going to launch this thing, and I'll be right back, guys, when we get into orbit and I'm ready to go. All right, guys, I'm back. So we need to get our vessel here. I got into orbit. Let me toggle a map here. So we're back in orbit. This is one we're sending this one, the same exact probe, to Eve to do a orbital insertion before we can get a bunch of science and stuff like that from it. We did upgrade everything to high quality. Forgot to do that last time. But so let's do. So getting to Eve is the exact opposite of pretty much getting to Duna. So set target. So last time, to get to Duna, we pretty much did our burn like right. I know it's hard to see, but we did our burn like right here, where we see that green line coming out. For Duna, it's the almost exact opposite. Believe it or not, we might have to do some adjustments here, but I'm gonna start right here. And usually Eve is the one I have the hardest time with because it's such a pain in the butt. So see how it's already gone inside a little bit? And this doesn't seem like it's working very well, so I might have to do some adjustments. Let's see. I'm going to kind of go like this. And now this is where I say we can do adjustments. You can grab your waypoint thing here, and you can kind of move it. So I'm going to move it a little bit this way just to see what happens, and then I'm going to see if I can come out a little bit easier here, a little bit deeper. There we go. So I don't actually see the orbit yet, so we're just going to do the same thing. I'm just going to kind of move it around, and Eve is on a little bit of an inclination, so it's a little bit harder to get to, is it? Let me see. Like I said, this is the one I usually have. If you look at Eve, Eve is kind of on a slight inclination. It's not much, but it's you don't have to worry about that with Duna, but with Eve, you definitely have to worry about it. What in the world is going on here? I have no idea. Why does it do that to me? I hate this thing. Definitely don't want it to end. Oh, I can actually... Wow. See, this is stuff I haven't even messed with yet, so I don't even I don't even know it exists. Interesting. All right, so let's see if I can make a adjustment here. I don't see... It's not gonna let me grab it because this stupid thing is out and I don't know how to get rid of it. Alright, well, I guess you go away and I do it again. There we go. If you guys know how to get rid of that thing, give me a clue. I always have a hard time with it. Did you actually see that? I actually saw... Now, that's way too much delta V that we're using. Oh, not really. It seems like it's a lot, but it's really not. That's about right. So I should be able to grab this and move this. And we're sort of there, but not really. So maybe I could do an adjustment up. Kind of. There we go. There's our engagement. Kind of fleeting that over a little bit. 73. Do I want to go deeper? 61. Yeah. I'm trying to get as close. Even though I will never be able to actually hit this on the burn, I can always adjust later. 29. That's beautiful. 24. I think that's the best we're going to get. So we are... node in 15. How is that even? Oh, really? I'm already there. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss this. a little bit. I was a little bit late on it because I was working on it too much. And so I'm just going to kind of watch this and see what our outcome might be here. There, it did that thing again. If you know how to get out of this, guys, just give me a... Just put something in the comments. I hate this. Like, you should be able to get out of this. You should be. But, you know how things work sometimes. Things don't quite work the way you think they're supposed to work. Alright, so I still don't see us yet, but it doesn't take long. Oh, there we go. I do have that. I'm going to keep an eye on this line. I did miss it a little bit, so I do got to keep that in mind. Looks like I still missed it a little bit. Ooh! I wasn't bad. Let me see how much I can burn off here. I'm at 53, 48, 40, 28, 23, 19, 8. Wow. Okay, so 6. It's about the highest. I'm just kind of throttling my feathering my engines to see how you want to get as close to Eve as possible. So I got within 6 million meters, but what are you gonna do? You can only do so much. So let's take a look here. So we are on the way with this baby to go to Eve. Let me double check something here. We're not crashing into anything. Nope. Good. So let's go back to our Mars probe, which is located... Where you at? Why can't I see you? Oh, you really are buried, aren't you? I should be able to go jump the ship just like that. There we go. What are we? We're 1 day away from our sphere of influence change here, which is coming up. And I'm just going to allow this to happen. I'm going to hit this now. And it slows the time warp down. It does it automatically, so there's not much I can do to... I can go like that. I can get rid of it just like that. We know it's coming. And I can hit it just like that. So there we have it. That is Duna. It's pretty far away, so we're gonna have to make a change here. So I'm just gonna kind of bring it up. I do want to get as close as I can. So there we go. What's that gonna cost us? It's not too bad. Remember, we have about 3,000 delta V on the actual probe itself, so I'm not worried about that. We'll use the rest of this thing up. This big old hunk of junk here. Actually, I don't think we will. I think we'll still have some left. And I'm just going to kind of carefully watch this. We're going to be like in a polar orbit. The good thing about this probe is that we can actually use it as a basically a satellite after we're done using it. So 9. I want to get within 100. Probably has to be even closer than that, but I'm just going to kind of... 91, that's good. And so now we just actually have to kind of get into here. I'm going to add a maneuver mode to EQ, SQ... What? Yeah, I have no idea what that is. I don't speak space terms. Alright, so add a maneuver node. I'm going to shut this down. So we're going to do this manually, which will... Ooh, that's not good. Is this better? 111, 30. No! It's hard to actually see this thing. So I'm probably just going to have to kind of... Oh boy. It looks like it's right here. It's hard to see because it's so far away, but I'll bring us in. I'm not going to break us here. Doing a periapsis is still not awesome. Let me bring it back out. There we go. We don't want our periapsis to drop below the atmosphere. So we are technically in a high orbit of Duna now, so we can get all kinds of beautiful, beautiful science. So let's do that first. We'll grab... And people keep telling me to get the science mod thing there. And, you know, I keep forgetting, but what are you going to do? So that's 50 science for that. Log pressure data, that's 40 science. We can do the magnemeter here, log magnemeter. Get that going. Beautiful, that's 20. And we'll do the radio waves here, which should be another 50, I would think. 30. Kinda cheesing us on those, but I already did that, I know. I wanted to toggle you, and I want to toggle you down and shut you down. And log ionization, which is, wow. Okay, maybe I have to adjust that. That's a lot of science. Log keep experiments. So pressure, that log radiation, which is 40. Is there? Oh, and log temperature, which is 40. So that's quite a bit of science we got from there. Did I get everything? I did get this, right? Yeah, I did. I did, yes. So now that was high orbit. I should actually start transmitting that, to be honest with you, because did I actually do that? Let's look. Data, no. So I'll put these all green, and it'll start transmitting it for us. That way, when we get the other data, should. How many days it take to get there? It doesn't matter. Then you guys can actually see Duna when we get here, and I can take a picture too for a thumbnail for the video. Getting closer, so let's see if we can actually take a look here. Where are you, Duna? Why can't I see you? I know how to find you. There you are. Nice. Alright, so I'm definitely going to put this on here. We are 25 minutes away. I'm going to quick save it. And we're going to get a little bit closer. Nice little haze in there. That's part of the clouds that are added to Duna. The funny thing is, I've literally not seen Eve. Like, I always add these beautification mods where it adds clouds and stuff like that. So I actually haven't seen Eve's ground surface in a long time, because you'll see it when we go to Eve. But it's kind of funny. It's kind of also funny that it has a 13-second burn time for this thing, and I don't know if I actually have 13. We might. Holy moly! I want to have a lot more delta V on this thing than I actually needed. I kind of did a little bit overboard, but hey, you should always have more than less, right, guys? Let's see. We will grab. I'm just trying to get this thing in here. We're at 13 seconds. Awesome sauce. And I'm going to actually start doing this now. And what I want to watch for is I definitely don't want to lose I don't want to lose too much of my periapsis. So, I mean, my lowest point here. So I'm going to take it down. We are in orbit now, so I'm not worried about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of come around. You know, I'd almost rather keep it this way, because if we start landing probes on here, it might be better for communications. It might be, but I think I'm going to cut it a little bit. I'm not going to go all the way down to 72. We definitely need to go retrograde, though. I was on retrograde. Really? I didn't see the X in it. There it is. So I'm going to bring it down a little bit more. Let's shoot for there. I'm going to shoot for that. So we're kind of in, you know, we can always adjust this later. And I still, you know what? That's gone. So let's kind of let's ditch that thing. There we go. Bye-bye, old tank. Too bad you'll be floating around in Duna atmosphere for a while. So we should be in low orbit now. If we're not, I can adjust it. Let me log magnemeter here. Oh, it's too close. No, it's not. So magnemeter scan near Duna. So yeah, that should be right? So I'm going to automatically start transmitting that because I can. We could save an extra step. If you do it, if you keep experimenting, it's going to store it. If you transmit, it will actually transmit, so you don't have to do the blue arrow things on your own. I'm going to send that. I'm going to send this. Jeez. And I'm going. Did I do the radiation? So you can only do that from high orbit, which is fine. Log temperature. Yeah, we'll keep that. And the pressure. We'll do. I'm keeping it again. I'm not sending it. Darn it. Log radiation. Send that. Did I grab everything? Pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. All right, so let's look at this data here. So what did I do? I didn't do that. I didn't do that. So there you go. That's all sending. So there you go, guys. We are in orbit of the planet Duna. Do another quick save here. Let's do. There we go. You know what? I'd rather have the iconic white spot. We should actually run over that at some point. Oh, it's going to get cloudy. We're not going to see it. Oh, there it is. We are kind of leaving it, though. Not cool, bro. Not cool. What do you guys think? Is that a cooler picture, or is... I don't know. I can go... Oh, we got a picture of the moon over there. We can actually go to the moon, I think, with this thing. Maybe we should. Get two birds with one stone, huh? All right, so I'm just going to take a picture of this, which is F1, I believe. I hope. If not, it'd be a wasted picture. Take a couple pictures of it at different spots. Maybe like that. There we go. All right, so no more of that. No more of that nonsense. So, cool. Let's go back to the Space Center. Actually, we're at wrapping up time. I'm going to make this video a little bit shorter because the last video ran a little bit longer. I don't really like to run more than 30 minutes. So we have 272 science, but... Oh, actually, you know what? We're getting more because we haven't transmitted all that new data that we got from the moon. So this one, let's go to this probe. Can I just jump? I can't use this to jump to it. I wish that was something they would change in here, but let me go here. And deep space probe. You know what? I should also rename these. Let's see, information, deep space probe, and I will name this Duna probe 1. So that's the first one we've ever sent there. And we'll go accept. It has it as a relay, which is technically is, and then I'll change this one to Eve probe. And next episode, we'll actually get to see that, and I'll do the accept on that. So let's go to the Eve probe because we do need to set up a time for the sphere of influence change. So we are already in. We've done enough time that we've actually left Kerbal sphere of influence. We are in the sun's sphere, aren't we? Almost doesn't seem like we are, but we are. Yeah, we are. Okay, we are definitely because. Yeah. Right? Yeah, we are. All right. I'm just trying to memorize thing here. So we have 108 days. It'll take us a lot quicker to get here to the Eve one. So I'm going to add that. So Eve probe is going to be 108 days. We'll take care of that next episode, guys. So let's go back to the Space Center. Space Center. Here we are. Everything looks weird. What is it, stormy out or something? That's just odd. Okay. Alright, so science-wise, what do we got? Let's get more. 316. So we got it all, 316. And we can go into the science, and we can grab a few more. I'm not worried about that. I'll show you guys that in a second. What can we grab? You know, sometimes grabbing these nuclear propulsions. Oh, and I will get the hydrogen tanks too, which is something we can use because we could start using the cryogenic tanks and cryogenic engines, which are pretty cool. So, and we'll get the atomic. So I'm gonna grab that. What do we got? How much is that? Oh, it's 300. Is there anything here that I'd rather have though? We got the temperature, the radiator stuff. Don't really want that. I got the gravity ring. I got the greenhouse. Oh, that's all cool stuff. We're going to Eve anyway, so you know what? I'm just gonna grab this just for giggles. And what's next over here? We got, oh yeah, so that's cool. What's up here? Oh yeah, the fission generator. Oh man, we're gonna start getting into some of the cool stuff. I can't wait to get in. I've never used these engines before, so I never really played long enough to get into those engines. I kind of get bored, but now that I'm doing a Let's Play, maybe I won't get bored. Cool. So, there you go. One thing I do want to show you guys. I know, this is all messed up, huh? It really is. But it's alright. Let's see. Can I move something here? There we go. Get that out of the way. It was in my way. So, number one, we do have all these... the Gina contract failed. Oh, wow, that cost me money. I didn't even notice that. We have initiated the first flyby of the sun. We have entered orbit around the sun. We initiated the first flyby of Duna. The gravity of the sun. Blah, 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 blah. Cool, cool. Oh, and the look... Man. I'm thinking about getting rid of those just for... I can get rid of them. Oh, yeah. So, if you don't want to get the messages that you keep getting from... all your stuff. I'm not quite sure why it's not showing me all my probes. They still exist, right? Is this thing bugged out right now? It's very possible it is. I have the Eve probe. I'm not 100% sure why the Duna probe isn't showing up. But if you click on it... Oh, never mind. I was just being stinky. So I'm getting a lot of information from the Aegina Type 1 that's orbiting Kerbin. So if you actually select it, you can turn off the messages. And so I'm going to turn off like all battery messages. You just click the little check mark here. And I'm going to shut them all off. That way I don't get any more messages about that Aegina thing. Because it was kind of annoying. I do want to get the messages about... I guess the Duna probe doesn't really matter anymore. So... because we've already got everything we need from it. Its shelf life is now done for us, but we do want to keep the Eve probe all up to date, so it'll tell us everything we need to worry about. So let me see if I can bring that back. Yeah, there we go. Oh, see, I hit 31 minutes again. Darn it! I went over. So as always, guys, this is Malkoof1974. You guys have a great day. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and make some comments down there if you saw something or I needed help with something. You guys can help me out and all that stuff. It's awesome. We'll see you later. Malkoof out of here.